Gonna be jumping back into the game. Here we go. Blue team versus purple team. Team Elaine versus Team Han. Like Han Solo. And I almost cut myself with my knife. That's not very good. What? What? Purple team, you lying piece of crap. You said same picks and bans. Well, we have different picks and bans, as we now have a Twitch ban by purple team, who's probably going to instantly turn around and have Fizz banned against them by blue team. There we go. Never got to see my best Void Fizz. I hate you all. You're all a bunch of jerks. No, I'm kidding. We do have, it seems to be 2 Fizz players on purple team, but he's going to have to go something else this game, as Fizz is banned against him, and now everything is on the wind, as champions are completely different. Master G is still getting banned out by purple team because of that powerful Feral Flare. So we're going to see what blue team decides they do not want. They saw a lot of the champion interest picks last time by purple team, but looks like they're going to ban that Yasuo Classic pick again. Somebody on purple team they know can play Yasuo really well, and they do not want to have to deal with that. Purple team now is kind of hovering, considering what their last ban might be able to be. They saw a lot of the champions by blue team, or they could go with, once again, those classic champions. They pick Vayne. They do not want blue team to get that powerful Vayne, especially with those auto attacks and tumbles. She is a really strong champion, especially late game. And purple team or blue team did seem to desire that late game champion combination. My name is Scott. Instantly picking up that Jinx. He was going ADC last time with that Twitch, and now looks like he's decided to go Jinx instead. Jinx is extremely powerful, especially with her long-range super rocket of death and doom and destruction. See those 3 Ds? That's called alliteration, to educate you guys. And going to be going into that bottom lane as ADC. Jinx has some of the highest attack speed without any items in the game once she levels her Q up. Actually, I think she has highest attack speed beginning of the game too, just with her Q. And we had somebody leave. Who left? Yeah, I'm about to go start spectating 40 kittens now. You guys destroyed it. You guys are the end of the end. Oh, that's what Fizz wanted. He wanted Fizz, and he saw that they banned Fizz. I think they're gonna ban Fizz against you again, bro. I gotta finish this up. You guys are taking forever just to get one game going. This is like 20 minutes. No, sometimes these games take a while anyway, so whatever. Alright, so finally we're back into this. Once again, alright, I gotta take a drink here, my sugary drink, to wake myself up and get back into this. Alright, here we go. Serious Shoutcaster times. Let me adjust a little bit here. Alright. Looks like blue team versus purple team here once again. As always, Team Elaine versus Team Han here. My name is Scott. Already picking up that Twitch in for blue team. Picking up that ADC. Cool as heck. He once again taking that Rengar. He wants to Rengar jungle as well as best Fizz now. Possibly hovering over that top lane Warwick. Or Fizz is a possible pickup. Grabbing that Fizz before Fizz could be picked up against. However, I still think that Fizz is going to be going in the top lane. Just wanted to grab that Fizz for best Void Fizz. On the blue team, Nami already picking up by Yax. Looks like they're going to be jumping through some of the same champions. Hovering over that Garen again. Akradam. I cannot type right now. Spin to win, bro. Spin to win. That is how you do. You can always win. Alright, so he is going spin to win. Garen in that top lane. Akradam taking up top lane for his buddies. Batchinator once again grabbing that Thresh. Now best Void Fizz has grabbed Warwick for that best Fizz. You guys' names are going to be absolutely insane to deal with. In that top lane as well. They're probably going to switch that up. It would be funny if they accidentally didn't switch. However, Zero is now once again considering that Kale pick. Hopefully we'll be able to solidly select it before the game freaks out about his last second character switch as it did 2 games ago. However, Blame McWhale now hovering over the possible Lee Sin in the jungle. Lee Sin is extremely strong, especially with that leap in and get out ability, it does appear that blue team is going to have an interesting composition of a little bit of burst with that Twitch and Kale. However, a good bit more sustain with the heals, the Nami heals, and Garen as the front line jumping in to tank up and soak up all of the damage, as well as throwing out that damage with the spin to win Q combination. Purple team going to be suffering a little bit from that silence by Garen, but they have their own CC as they've got Warwick for that ultimate. Going to be coming in doing a lot of damage with that. Thresh himself, the master of the CC, taking exhaust as well for additional, you can't do any damage to my team. Fizz, not too much CC on his end, but he is all damage and no touchy as he's going to be able to trickster play himself of a lot of really bad situations. God's Shadow now, new champion or new player coming in. Considering who to play, we are looking for an ADC on purple team unless he decides to do something completely off the wall, which was always interesting to watch as well. While he's doing that, I'm going to run through some of the bans. Katarina ban being a new ban for purple team. That AP in the mid lane, Fizz does not want to have to deal with. Super strong, as with those resets, seen her a lot of times grabbing up those pentakills. On blue team, it does appear they do the classic bans. However, they know that Jax is extremely powerful and was played, I believe, by somebody on purple team a couple games ago, unless they switched out. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they banned again, so they don't not have to play with him. God's Shadow now picking up Draven in that bottom lane. Excellent, powerful choice with Patchinator. Once that Thresh gets that Q down, especially with that ultimate as well, his axes are going to be flying, and he doesn't have to worry about too much damage being done to him because he also has his shield as well. Looks like Best Void Fizz has now switched with Best Fizz as everyone gets into the positions that they are most comfortable with the champions they have chosen for this 1v1 Team Elaine versus Team Han deathmatch. So we're going to have about another 3-minute wait coming up here in just a moment. I'm going to run through everyone's names and champions real fast just to get a little bit familiar with it. My name is Scott, taking that ADC Twitch in the bottom lane. Jivyax taking the Nami support, helping out Twitch with that exhaust as well. Going to be going on to that Draven. Akradam in the top lane, picking up that spin to win Garen. The Bulimic Whale in the jungle with that dancing Lee Sin, getting in and out of all kinds of situations and trouble. Zero picking up Kale in the mid lane to do his best to deal with that Best Void Fizz. Cool as Hecky taking the jungle for purple team, Team Han, as Rengar going to be able to do a lot of leap damage in and out of those bushes. He's going to want to fight in the jungle as much as possible, and Warwick also favors the jungle as he's grabbing in the top lane, however, but he's taking teleport as well to help his team out, switch over to Dragon or into the situation. Patchinator picking up Thresh in the bottom lane support, grabbing exhaust as well. Doesn't want Twitch to come out of nowhere to do that much damage. If you exhaust him, he can't auto attack, he does less damage. It's going to be a great fight all around. Best Void Fizz, the most exciting player and champion in this entire game by far from none, because I'm so excited to see this Fizz played, and I'm really glad you guys actually allowed him through this game just so that I can see him played. Even if he destroys, even if he doesn't destroy, I just, for whatever reason tonight, want to see this Best Void Fizz. And then, of course, God's Shadow taking the ADC Draven in that bottom lane as well. Going to be doing a lot of damage, helping out his team. So, take a breather. Let's check out these teams here. We got some little bit of poke now on Team Blue with that Kale ability. That Q damage is going to be doing a good bit of damage. Q ability is going to be doing a lot of damage. As well as we've got My Name is Scott on that Twitch. You may not be able to poke that hard, but once his ultimate goes down, it doesn't matter how close you are to him, you're going to have a lot of pain in your name if he's anywhere nearby. Bulimic Whale as well, taking that Lee Sin. He's kind of a poke champion if you consider that he can get in and out of situations, kind of poke a little bit and move out. However, if he gets CC'd a lot, it's going to be bad news for him. Blue team did win last game with almost the same setup, so it'll be interesting to see if they can pull it together for a very different composition, as they are a little bit more of the brawler team and a little more sustained with that Nami, whereas last time they had a lot of poke. Purple team, on the other hand, very interesting mix of brawler and with a tiny bit of poke. Draven's got a little bit of poke with those Qs. They're not all the longest distance, but they do a lot of damage. However, they're going to be relying a lot on the CC of Thresh and Warwick. As soon as Warwick ults in, Unless he's able to get a silence or something by Garen, that probably spells death for the enemy champion, especially when Void Fizz is able to leap in, do a bunch of damage as well. However, they could always pawn off of that Fizz's ultimate, leading into Draven ultimate, as well as anyone else jumping in. And then, of course, don't forget that Rengar ultimate. He does turn invisible on the hunt and goes and leaps onto an enemy champion, so he could be the one that initiates it, leaping onto the enemy, distracting them, scattering them, as the rest of his team follows suit. With 5 seconds remaining, calling out a winner. I'm still going to go for purple team. Purple team, best of luck to you. I want to see you pull it through and win once again. May have to do one more after this just for 40 kittens. 40 kittens, you better get that pentakill then. If I do so, however, I'm going to have to check with the fiance and make sure that we're not doing anything else tonight, as it is nearing the midnight my time period. So, we are currently in the loading screen. You know what that means? It means it's time to check out everybody's skins. If you have more skins, that means that you are more likely to win. And thank goodness. If Best Void Fizz did not have the Void Fizz skin, I was probably just going to walk away from this game. Straight up. Just straight walk away, just let it play. It would record, but there wouldn't be no shoutcasting involved in it, because you can't be Best Void Fizz if you don't have the Void Fizz skin. But Void Fizz skin, Gladiator Draven, Tundra Hunter Warwick, that's 3 skins for them. Let's see, blue team has 3 skins as well. Gangster Twitch, Pool Party Lee Sin, and Viridin Kale. So it is all in the air. Which of these teams is going to win, as both teams do have 3 skins. So no clear winner of the skin war, which means it is all up to skill. Best of luck to both teams here as we start to jump into this game. And I still don't know about this whole, like, turtle thing, because there's a tiger one, and there's a turtle one. It must be Udyr's 5 icons. Do you only get those icons if you bought the Udyr skin? Maybe that's it. Because I don't have the Udyr skin. And then, of course, there's Earth 2014. I don't even know if I have that icon. I played Earth mode 2014, but I don't know if I have that icon. I just don't check icons, and so I see new ones all the time, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. That's pretty cool. Waiting a little bit on Akradam to load in, but he's moving up there pretty fast. And then, of course, Best Fizz sitting at that 21%, but last game we had him jump in anyway, late game, so hopefully he'll be able to jump in anyway before the game gets too far in. Everyone getting ready for this 5v5. I know you guys are already in game, so if First Blood has gone down, don't tell me, because I want to predict it right now. I'm going to always throw out First Blood predictions as well as triple kill predictions. Triple kill for Void Fizz, going down. Prove me right, Void Fizz, get a triple kill. And then, of course, who gets First Blood? I'm going to say Lee Sin. We're going to give First Blood to Lee Sin. If that prediction is right, go ahead and type it into the chat if he got First Blood, because you guys are 3 minutes ahead of me and still kind of backtracking watching. If you are in the middle of the game, however, you can also tell me if I'm wrong, because it's more than likely. I mean, there's 10 champions, and I can only pick one as First Blood or Blooder. Is that even a word, First Blooder? So hopefully I'm right about that. And we have to be loading in any second now, as everyone is just about 100% except for Best Fizz, who's slowly ticking up there. Count it down with me. 90%, 91%, 90, oh wow, that's really fast. 98%, 98%, 99%. My mouse jumped in the middle of the screen, which means we could be in game in any second now. Hold your breath. Hold your pinkies up. This is the way we roll. Pinkies out. And we're in. Whew. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to hold my breath for a really long time. But we are currently into League of Legends. Looks like blue team is already starting off with an advantage with that 0.1 extra K gold. They have 100 more gold than purple team. Straight up, blue team wins. They got more gold. That's how we roll here. No, I'm kidding. Alright, as everyone makes their way out of the gate, I'm going to go ahead and toss all of the champions into their correct positions. We got the ADCs near the bottom with their supports underneath them, because the supports are always helping them out. In the mid lane, we got our Fizz and Kale while jungling Lee Sin and Warwick, and... no, I'm sorry, jungling Lee Sin and Rengar, and then in the top lane we got, of course, our Warwick and Garen. So best of luck to the both of you. Looks like blue team will be running around their red buff as they're trying to make sure that purple team's not going to do anything fancy or get any invades going on. Garen celebrating the fact that he is currently on stream. Congratulations, Akradam. You have made it to the sort of famous League of Legends channel of Jake Kelton. Best of luck to your games. Purple team is pinging out. They're saying, be careful of Fizz. I do believe that Kale picked up Fizz in that bush. They're going to know that they're Nami throwing out a little bit of that taunting laughs. Always enjoyable to watch her do her little fishy dance. It does appear that we have two different fishes on both, or one fish on both teams. We've got Fizz and Nami. So best of luck to the fishes as to which fish is better. However, don't forget that there is a Thresh on purple team, which means he could go literally. Could go fishing with those hooks. He needs to attach a worm on the end of it. Oh, he might do it right now. He throws the hook and he doesn't hit anybody. You kind of went the completely wrong way, but that's okay. We'll forgive you because you were throwing out a blind hook and didn't know if they were in that bush or not. But blue team getting ready to start off this red for Lee Sin, as well as purple team hanging around blue for purple team's Rengar. Rengar getting blue is really nice for that cooldown. Looks like Fizz is in the mid lane. They're not even really hitting each other. They're just going back and forth. Hey, let's be buddies. Let's just farm it up a little bit. That Void skin is so cool. Best Fizz in the top lane against Akrodem. Once again, doing their little bit of farming. No one's really done any harassment. Look at that. They're even letting each other go to the other farm. How nice. You guys are so civil. In my games, we would be like all over each other right now, just like singing each other's praises. Did look like, you know, Jivyax kind of threw. Oh, there we go. First damage down. Akrodem onto Best Fizz. OP Garen doing too much damage. My name is Scott, getting a little bit of harass onto God's Shadow, but kind of responding as well. Put my name Scott down to about half health now. Last game, my name Scott was a ridiculous mid laner, very, very strong. So we'll see how he does this game as he is the ADC of his team. Looks like a little more damage from Akrodem going down to Best Fizz, while both junglers have now reached their second buff, so they're going to be ganking in lane sometime pretty soon, unless they really just want to push for level 6. I know that Rengar pushing level 6 is really, really strong. He sometimes just goes straight jungle. Looks like Lee Sin has finished his jungle camp first and is now making his way towards the top lane, whereas Rengar is now making his way towards Wraiths. Lee Sin considering coming towards this mid lane. Void Lane Fizz is down to level, but he'll get it in just a second. Cameron moving to the bot lane as they continue to farm this. There we go. First damage onto Cyril. Actually dashes to avoid the damage by Lee Sin. I don't even know if he actually saw that or not, or was simply dashing because he felt like it at that point. If he saw the Lee Sin strike, incredible reflexes. Amazing job. Saving his trickster play to be able to get out of the situation. And the death sentence goes down onto Twitch, but the play is the opposite direction. Patchner now in a lot of trouble. A lot of damage is going down onto him. Yiv Jackson continues to get pounded by minions, down to about 100 health here. My name is Scott, pretty low health as well. But now we got Slow going down onto Several. A little bit of damage by Best Void Fizz, trying to now back up now as Lee Sin is here, following up with the Q and the strike. Best Void Fizz might be the first to go down. No, it's going to be cool as Heki as Bulimic Whale got first blood, as I called it, and now they're going to get a double kill. Or not, but, you know, Cyril killed him. However, that Fizz is going to be able to grab himself a kill. Another death sentence down onto My Name is Scott. Draven doing a lot of damage as he's coming in. God's Shadow did miss his second axe, and so now he's going to have to auto-attack his way to kill him, but he is really close. There goes the heal by Thresh, allowing Draven to speed up so they can get that damage. Patchiner might have another hook out here. The tower shot does go down onto him. He's got very little health, however, Nami is going to be able to back off from this. Lee Sin is now jumping into the bottom lane, but I can't see what's going on as there is a top lane kind of 1v1 going on here between Best Fizz, who's now chasing down onto Akrodem. Will he have the damage? He does have the Warwick Hunter mode, and he is able to get that Q and finish off Akrodem in that top lane. Spin to win did not help him too much, and I guess in the bottom lane they were able to avoid enough of Lee Sin's damage that they were able to get out of that sticky situation, coming in trying to clean up those kills. Whew, a lot of action already in this game, being way more intense than last game. 2 to 3 kills, 5 minutes in. Purple team is in the lead by a little bit, but only by about 500 gold, or yeah, there we go, 300 gold. So it's not going to do them a whole lot. Here comes Best Void Fizz. He knows that Yivyax is Very low health here, but the bubble lands onto Best Void Fizz. Trickster playing himself out of that. My name's Scott. Deer did turn invisible, so now he has the attack speed onto Best Void Fizz. I don't know if it's going to be enough to kill him. The expunge does go down. He's in a lot of hurt. He dashes to a minion with that poison. He's going to be ticking down slowly. Twitch is there. He may be able to get the kill. Those are the poison, but Trickster Play is there to be able to dodge it, and he's able to get out. My name is Scott, taking a little bit of damage now from God's Shadow, as his axes are there to do a chunk of damage to him. Now pushing him down to half health. There comes another axe. Willie McWill in a little bit of situation is cool as heck. He is there with that Rengar full stacks on his abilities, as he's not sure if he's going to dive in or not. They do not want to go into the tower this early, so they're going to be able to back off from this. Pachinator has now made it back to help Godz in this bottom lane. Twitch kind of walking back and forth, trying to be as best as he can. He has given a kill, and he does not want to give any more kills. However, he is ahead in farm of Draven, so that's going to help him a lot when it comes to late game. Cool as Hecky, getting kind of harassed by Zero and then just walking away. Now God's Shadow's in a lot of trouble as he is bubbled by Nami. Thresh trying to flay to get away, but the poison is there and Expunge is already gone. God's Shadow in a lot of trouble and dead as Twitch picks up that kill, picking himself up a revenge kill with that double Dorans. Cyril in a little bit of trouble here as Best Void Fizz is there. The damage and the slow is on, allowing Cyril to back up, but you know that if Fizz is there, he turns away for 1 second and is then turning back and killing you. Jivyax now in the bottom lane doing his best to try to help Twitch stay healthy, and they're going to be able to push pretty well against this Thresh. Thresh actually calling out for assistance by that Rengar. Best Void Fizz not really letting Lee Sin get in any much action as he shields to a ward, tries to be fancy by throwing another Q back, but now he's in a lot of trouble, only down to about 300 health. There comes the dash. Sorry, I apologize. But Billy McWill going down to the Best Void Fizz NA, who now has 3 kills but does have a death to his name. His ultimate is up, but so is Zero's. So it could be a lot of trouble for him. He does dash and then Trickster Play out of Kale's range, hoping to not take too much harass for his damage. However, Zero does have enough mana for his ultimate should Fizz attempt to ult in on him. A little bit of high-fiving back and forth in the top lane. However, Garen is down by a lot as Best Fizz is up to level 7, while Garen is still sitting at level 4. Because Warwick is up to 45 farm. Garen's sitting at a not-so-pretty 16. He's getting a little bit better at that auto-attacking minions up there in that top lane. But he did say that it was not first time, but he was not a very good top laner. So hopefully he'll be able to pull himself together. There goes the death sentence onto Nami. The damage is there. That's another kill for God's Shadow, picking himself up a second kill, pushing into that bottom lane here. Dancing back and forth in that top lane. Knives and claws going back and forth here. Warwick does his own little spin animation when he hits somebody with those claws. So they're kind of dancing if you think about it a little bit. My name is Scott in the bottom lane, trying to do his best to clean off a lot of these minions. He's able to farm still pretty well, actually, once again, ahead of Draven by now about 7 minion kills, which is pretty impressive, having both his death and his support's death twice in that bottom lane. Akradam down to about 50% of his health. Sneaky, Twitch now coming in onto Pachinator. He gets the poison slowed down and does have his ultimate going ahead and throwing out there, doing a good chunk of damage to Pachinator. I don't know if it'll be enough. The expunge is down, and one last auto attack will finish Thresh off. His support getting killed, so he decides to turn around and kill support back. It is now 4 people in the bottom lane. However, they may back off. No, it does look like blue team will be trying to go in onto Dragon here. Best Fizz NA is looking at maybe coming in here. Lee Sin has leapt onto the Fizz, and there's action that I can't see. Here we go, finally. Twitch throwing out the poison just to see if Fizz, I think, was in there. Maybe that was an accident as well. Bulimic Whale throwing out a kick just to keep vision on that minion and see where that Fizz is. As blue team decides that they are still going to go towards the dragon. Nope, there are pings for them to back off, so they might not actually do that as Rengar himself backs off from that fight. It does look like the bubble has gone down onto Draven. The exhaust is down as well. I don't know if they're going to dive it, though. God's Shadow taken down to about half health here. Rengar does look like he is here just in case of a fight. Looks like he's prepared to leap in onto any kind of a situation that goes down. Does look like the Kale is going to be backing as Fizz continues to push down the mid lane. But now Fizz might be turning around and coming towards the bottom lane. Hopefully not going to catch out Lee Sin in there if that situation gets really sticky. Does look like purple team does have that dragon warded, so they know if blue team will be going for that dragon. Fizz does seem to have found Lee Sin, but that means Lee Sin also is able to see him. There's that snare onto Lee Sin by Redgar. Oh, there we go. There's the full snare onto Twitch. Just the slow was on bulimic well. I guess he didn't know exactly what was there. There goes the dash onto Nami, who does flash out, but not going to be enough as that Fizz Poison is there. Fool man, purple team running in hard. Draven throwing out those axes. The tower is on him, but he doesn't give a crap as his lifesteal with that Vamp Scepter is going to be healing himself up plenty. Purple team now hard man, I think 3-man pushing this bottom lane, but Kale's around the corner, going to be doing a lot of damage onto Draven. Will he be able to finish Draven off? I'm not exactly sure. Does throw the invincibility onto himself. Draven made it safely into the bush, so he's going to be able to keep out of Kale's range. Kale, it did use the ultimate on herself, so another hook by Thresh might give a death sentence onto Kale, but looks like I accidentally dropped the camera out of directed camera, so we're going to see what happens in a moment, but that's fine. Everybody's kind of calmly walking back into lane and farming. Purple team very strongly in the lead now. 9 kills, 2-4, about 3k gold in the lead, even without the dragon. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this lead up in the future as they continue to push out, coming back into lane of this game. Couple strong items being finished up. Warwick is almost finished with the Sunfire Cape. Does have the Giant's Belt and the Chainmail, I believe it's called Chain Vest, finished for himself. Does look like that Feral Flare has been started by Rengar, though he's still going to be working his way towards that. Bloodthirster coming out for Draven. He's going to have to farm that up before it's super effective and does massive damage. There is that recurve bow coming out for Kale, going to be getting her attack speed underway and helping out a lot on her team. Does look like that Lee Sin is starting that sight ward. You're going to be able to leap around a lot to a lot of those wards that go down, as well as generally keeps a lot of vision down for his team. Poison coming out from Twitch onto the enemy team here, not doing a whole lot. There comes another slow onto Nami. She does throw out the ultimate. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Thresh death sentence, there it is. But Twitch doing massive damage to Draven. The lifesteal is not going to be enough to keep himself alive, but now he is in trouble. Throws out the poison onto Thresh, but will it be enough? Expunge is go down, and actually throws out the ultimate as well to grab that kill for himself. Thresh just not having the damage for it. The ultimate is coming out from Warwick. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Here it comes in. Flashes. Will he get the ultimate as well down? There it is. The ultimate as well. Going to be doing a lot of damage. And hands it over to Best Void Fizz. Kind of tag teaming that kill in the bottom lane there. Warwick ulting down to be able to keep him in place as Fizz comes in for that kill. Keep getting that Fizz fed now. Currently 5-1. But also helping Warwick in that top lane. Kale is pushing down on the mid lane, but I do believe that Fizz and Warwick will get back in time to be able to stop her from taking that tower. There she goes, having to back out of that. Fizz tricks her play, jumping in, followed with the leap. Ultimate completely misses as Kale is just not where Fizz expected, but Fizz waited the appropriate time for that invincibility to wear off, which is only a second or two, before then dashing in and grabbing another kill for himself. Rengar ulting, I guess, to get out of a situation at that bottom lane. However, didn't do a whole lot with that ultimate. And now Best Fizz has made it back into that top lane, continuing to farm up about double the farm of Garen, which is going to be very painful late game. A lot of damage going down, but Draven turns it around and actually kills off the Nami once again. Now turning and trying to do the damage he can to that Twitch. At the last second, throws an X in the air, finishing Twitch off as he himself is killed by that Lee Sin, grabbing himself a double kill. So many kills going back and forth. This Nami is just so squishy. The Draven's axes are just destroying her through and through. Nami needs to be able to keep herself out of really bad situations. Garen complaining about being forced into the top lane. Even though there's Warwick ult coming down. Warwick tanking enough that he can just tank the tower as Fizz is there. Once again grabbing another kill, 7-1, doing an excellent job of roaming, keeping with his Warwick buddy. Pretty much everywhere that Warwick goes, Fizz is going to follow. There goes the slow by Rengar coming out, but Lee Sin just follows up with that shield dash to a ward. Going to get himself out of a really sticky situation if the rest of the purple team had been there to follow up, which you never know. When somebody comes out of the jungle, you know the rest of the team could be there as well. Pachinator now in trouble as a lot of damage is going down onto him by Twitch. He has busted the ultimate out of the expunge as well. He did throw the shield down. Will it be enough? I don't know, as the blue team does back off just a little bit because they saw Rengar come out of the woodwork. Woods work. And Thresh is going to be able to survive just by the hair on his non-existent neck. Going to be able to get himself out of the situation. There goes the Fizz ultimate onto that invincibility. Kale, who turns it around with a lot of damage, is going to be coming in. Kale gets very scary late game with that burst damage. There goes the Fizz dash but he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Trickster tries to play out of that. The Ignite is on him. One more auto attack by Kale might finish him off. Warwick now onto him. However, in the bottom lane, onto Rengar, who dived into that situation. Draven, once again, picking up another kill on this Nami, farming her like he could farm any kind of minion, I guess. Needs to time his axes a little bit better. There we go. A lot of damage there. So the axe out, but should have left it a little bit longer, his ultimate, before coming back, because Fizz was able to jump out of that situation. And now he's going to be backing out with just very little health down there. Great new animation, though, for that sewer rat. That's adorable. Draven and Thresh now pushing into the bottom lane. Draven still underneath the Twitch farm, despite all of the kills back and forth, and despite being 2 kills ahead, and Twitch down an extra death, still has more farm than this Draven, which just shows that farming can keep you in this game no matter what. Nami finally starting to maybe build some health for herself, as she is up to 0 and 6, feeding up this Draven pretty strongly. Fizz himself at 7 and 1 in the mid lane as he continues to jump around, helping out all of the different lanes everywhere in the map. 8 kills to 16. Blue team is down by, I guess, half kills. 6k gold to purple team. Do an excellent job of proving my prediction right that they are going to win. However, it's not to say that Garen can't get tanky, that Twitch can't get damagey for purple team or for blue team. Fizz now jumping in. That flash coming out from Lee Sin, going to get him out of a bad situation. Bubble goes down onto the Fizz. Death sentence onto Jivjack's going to be doing a lot of damage, but that's not going to be enough. Twitch is there with the ultimate, shutting down that Fizz, which is going to cost them an arm and a leg, as that Fizz is really one of their lifelines other than this Draven. If they can knock down this Draven too, Death sentence coming out onto Lee Sin, but they do not want a part of it, as Kale is there, going to be doing a lot of damage. Kale going the wrong direction. And purple team walking out from on the other side of that wall. Going to be pretty bad. Twitch here and continuing to farm, doing another job, doing an excellent job of that. Almost now 10 farm over the Draven in that bottom lane, but it does look like Draven will be sticking around for that. Kale and Lee Sin backing off, moving back towards the mid lane more than likely. Looks like purple team is now sitting in the bush. They're waiting on this Twitch to finally make it up there, but he saw, I think, Rengar, and knows that Rengar is around. Rengar kind of wasting that ultimate and having to back off from that situation as soon as Twitch started to back off himself. Garen being pushed out of lane pretty heavily, as Warwick is now level 12 and he's only level 9. Good bit of bouncing back and forth between this Fizz and Kale in the mid lane. Both of them doing a lot of damage back and forth. But Fizz having a little bit more kills than this Kale. There he goes with another leap in. The ultimate is down by Kale. However, Kale's going to have to back off with that Ignite ticking. Might actually be able to kill her. No, gets a nice heal on herself. Going to be able to keep herself alive. Patchy Maker now in a lot of trouble. Patchy in a lot of trouble as Fizz comes in with that ultimate. Draven just farming up Nami, but it's not going to be enough. Throws out the ultimate and completely misses it. Not going to have his axes there. Does be able to grab another kill onto Nami even after being ulted and bubbled. Now wants this Twitch as well. Flashes in. Does he have the health to escape that tower? I think he will. His ultimate slowly making its way back to him. Going to be able to hit those golems on the way back and kind of activate them, but not kill them. It doesn't do enough damage just yet, though I have seen some Dravens do that. Farm up Wraiths with that ultimate. It's kind of like a free 4 farm. Garen has now picked up to only 2 levels behind. Yeah, Lee Sin grabbing that with Smite over the wall. Doing a nice job of following up on that. But it looks like Lee Sin is going to back off, leaving Garen to 1v1 this Warwick in a really bad situation. There he goes, shielding in onto the Warwick. Warwick doesn't really care, just continuing to attack down this Garen. Now turning and chasing onto this Lee Sin, who's going to shield himself over the wall. Warwick does have the speed boost, though, and is going to try to chase this Lee Sin around in a circle. He's waiting by that ward just in case Lee Sin decides to jump to it. Actually gets a Q over the wall, which is going to be really dangerous for Lee Sin. Does throw out the Q so he can keep vision on Warwick, but now Fizz is coming in looking for blood. The ultimate, I think Kale messed that up and meant to put the ultimate onto Lee Sin, instead put it onto herself, but now she's going to have to duke it out with these two and does not have the damage to keep up with that. Twitch is there with the ultimate going down. That bubble is going to seal death for it. Nice bubble by Jivjack's on that Fizz, being able to grab another kill onto the Fizz, now putting him only at 10 and 3. Surrender vote possibly coming out for blue team, knowing that this is a really tight situation, but games can always be turned around, especially once you get into the late game. That Twitch and Kale are going to have a lot of damage in the late game as well, and so they might be able to turn it around. Rengar kind of falls off towards the late game if he can't get really farmed farmed up. Draven may have a lot of damage, but you shut him down, and he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Here comes Twitch in, not looking for another kill onto Pachinator. Pachinator is kicked and then tries to flash to be able to escape. He might actually have it, as Nami now gets health chunked down by her, but the death sentence is there, unable to avoid that. Bulimic Whale in a lot of trouble as God's Shadow is here, but Kale turns around and is coming in as well. Pachinator deciding maybe it's best to back off, throwing out those pings, saying maybe we should back off from it. My name is Scott, doing a nice job of continuing to farm down here, catching up to Draven's farm, having to go top lane to try to help out with those kills on Fizz. However, still unable to match Draven's kills onto this Nami. Nami now 0-9. That situation. Build some health, Nami. Build some health or armor. Just go straight armor. Oh, bad situation. Oh my gosh. As Kale attempts to flash in to kill the Thresh. Warwick is there with the ultimate, jumping immediately onto the kill, keeping her from being able to do anything. Best Fizz there now leaping in onto Lee Sin, getting the kill. However, Garen was there, Akradam picking up his first kill as he was able to grab Thresh. But now he is snared as Cool as Heki and Best Fizz leap onto him. Akradam trying to spin to win to get himself out of that situation. Nami missing her bubble, not being able to help out her teammate too much as Fizz grabs himself yet another kill. Deathfire grasp now having been finished. And going to be doing massive damage every time that he leaps down on somebody. Might be able to just kill this Nami straight up with that ultimate and dash. That will finish off Nami once again. Now 0-10. Bad situation for Nami to be in if she's as squishy as she is. Look at that look. My name is Scott, now trying to come in and get as much of that farm as he can underneath that tower. Purple team saying, hey, we can wait in this bush here for maybe one of the members of blue team to come looking for red buff. Here comes William McWhale. He's going to be in a lot of trouble as soon as the team jumps onto him, and there, just turn around and instantly kill him. Cool as Heki getting that kill, and now Best Fizz is jumping in onto knowing what? Yeah, my name is Scott. For some reason I read that as no name Scott. Best Void Fizz with that blue buff deciding, hey, maybe it's best to boogie out of here with my 13 kills. Pachinator in a little bit of trouble here as Zero tries to jump in, doing a little bit of damage to him with those auto attacks. A little bit of a chat going back and forth here. Originally, blue team won last game pretty handily, and now it's purple team's turn to turn it around. Pachinator throwing out the ultimate as well, but a little bit early as Kale's going to be able to walk away. Flaying the wrong direction. You got to learn to flay your other way around. Does throughout the death sentence, keeping Kale from doing a lot of damage. Instantly turning around and suppressed by Warwick, who's going to do a lot of damage and finish him off. However, in the bottom lane, all four members of blue team are able to grab a kill onto the Draven and finish him off as well, doing an excellent job with those bubbles to keep him in place as they can finish him off. It looked like he was snared as well, but I couldn't say considering that none of the champions snare other than Nami Bubbles, so might have just been in a bad situation. Blue team is continuing now, maybe circling around Dragon as Pink Ward is up for blue team. Go Pinks! That is how you do. Purple team deciding, hey, Pinks aren't cool enough for us, so you lose points on coolness there. But purple team is pretty strongly in the lead now, leaping on to Best Void Fizz. Not going to be able to get him as he does throw down the Ghost, and so he's going to be able to get himself out of that possibly really bad situation. Dashing through Nami, grabbing himself a kill, but actually handing it over to Cool as Heki, who's now turning on to Garen. Aquadam in a lot of trouble as he tries to get in there. Lee Sin is there with the ultimate onto Cool as Heki, knocking him back into My Name is Scott. Going to be able to do a lot of damage with that Twitch ultimate. There goes the Void, or the Void Fizz ultimate, finishing off Twitch. I think he was actually surprised with the amount of damage that did before turning on to Lee Sin and grabbing that kill as well. Now going to the mid lane. Death Sentence is missed for Thresh. However, Void Fizz doesn't even care. Leaping in after the ultimate is finished. A lot of damage on him. No, he should have grabbed the Thresh Lantern. Oh, barely making it out alive. And that is 4 votes for blue team, finishing off the game. Good job, purple team, for finishing up a grand total of about 14k gold in the lead. And Zero leaving at the last second before the game finished. That's not how you do, even if you lose the game. So, before I do anything else other than catch a breath, excellent game all around by everyone. That was absolutely enjoyable to watch and tons of fun to shoutcast. Couple things out here. If Nami is watching the stream or anyone else that is watching this stream, if you know that you're getting killed, and by killed I mean over 5, 6, 7 kills, build directly against the enemy team. Draven was just shutting Nami down over and over and over again. Nami should have turned around and instantly bought as much possible armor as she could fit in her freaking inventory. Not only does it mean that Draven won't be doing as much damage and she might be staying alive more, but it doesn't matter how much you ward. If you're being 3-shot by Draven, you're gonna get killed. You could ward the entire map and Draven could still show up and 3-shot you. So wards do matter, but not as much as not dying does. So really pay attention to that. If you have over 5 kills, you're doing something a little wrong. Garen was successful at only having 5 kills. But no, good games all around. Gonna throw out some MVPs here if you are online and watching. Thresh, you did a beautiful job with those hooks. Totally gave way to the awesome name of that. I am, however, going to give it to Best Void Fizz once again, because there's elements about the game that you have to understand when you're doing really well, is the fact that just because you're doing well in your lane does not mean you're going to win. Fizz roamed hard, roamed top, roamed bottom, did what a mid laner needs to do, and even though he died a couple of times, only 3, but still, he focused on not only getting a lot of damage and finishing off his lane, getting the tower and pushing lanes and stuff, he roamed top, roamed bottom. Even if you aren't winning your lane, roaming does help your team out. However, we do also give it out to blue team, even though they lost. I'm actually going to toss it out to... I guess I'll in this certain case toss it out to Twitch. He did have the most kills and did an excellent job. Almost the entire game he was still out farming the Draven. It was only towards the very end of the game was he not out farming, but even at the end of the game he still out farmed Draven. Down 8 kills. He had 3 more deaths than Draven did. 3 more times he was dead and he still out farmed Draven, which proves that even in a terrible situation, if you have your farm, he had almost double the rest of his team's farm, each member on his team's farm. If you have farm, every single farm that you kill, 12 farm equals a kill. A 12 or 6 or something equals a kill. So even if you die a couple different times, if you can have 6 farm more than your enemy, you've actually now matched your farm, your gold, and now you can match when it comes to fighting. So excellent job. I still don't see why that Lee Sin didn't have a boots like both of these champions. Like you need boots on your champions. Why do you not buy boots? People, get y'all boots. Boots are super helpful. Sup Patchinator. Sup Best Fizz. Oh, you were flawless. Yeah, you didn't die. Yeah, that's legit. Not dying. I would say that while you did really well, you did roam. I apologize. You also did roam around a lot with that teleporting as well. That was a really beautiful job. Being able to go bottom and with a lot of those teleporting ults. So that is really nice. So you did a really good job. And being swagger, you guys are totally legit. I do want to, not a problem at all, and if you guys are doing this in the future, totally fun. I am going to try to shoutcast for Knifey tonight if I can. I'm going to go double check with my fiance and see how late they're going to be staying up. She and her best friend are over currently. If they're going to be staying up for a little bit later, then I will be jumping on to Knifey's game. However, give me a minute to be back. You got too many messages. You guys are cool. BRB, and I may shoutcast your... I will try to shoutcast tomorrow or Friday. Generally, if you check back... Well, if you follow me, then you'll obviously know when I'm shoutcasting. But if you check back any evening around 10 to midnight, you'll be able to see if I actually do it again. So, I'm going to see if I can check out 40 Kitten's triple kill. So I'm going to be right back and see if I can shoutcast one more game. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for participating and letting me shoutcast your games. And in the future, if you see me jumping around, you know to let me into your game because shoutcasting is for win. So I'm going to BRB. Enjoy the music.